The situation in Washington is reaching a boiling point with 3 game-changing updates that could define the season. First up, trouble in the special teams. Our kicker's spot is in jeopardy, and the coaching staff isn't wasting any time. With the starter potentially sidelined, the team is moving quickly to bring in a veteran who knows the league inside out. But who's going to be the one to step up and boot it through the uprights? If you think it's an easy choice, just wait till you hear the details. Next, the biggest hit to the offense. The Commanders' top running back is out for the game against the Steelers. That's right, and the reasons behind this decision might just surprise you. Finally, the stadium's set to bleed burgundy and gold like never before. In a bold move, the Commanders are gearing up to counter the rival fans, handing out burgundy towels to their own. Could this be the spark the team needs to take control at home? Now, listen up. What happens if our reliable kicker, Austin Seibert, can't suit up against the Steelers? Let me tell you this, if Seibert doesn't bounce back from that nagging hip issue that's been holding him back in practice, Washington's already got a backup plan. And it's not just any option. We're talking about Zane Gonzalez, a seasoned kicker who's just signed onto the practice squad. Now, here's the big question I want you to consider. Does Zane really have what it takes to handle the pressure if he's called to step onto the field this Sunday? Let's break down this guy's stats. Gonzalez has shown accuracy in the past, with an 80.5% success rate on field goals and a 94.8% conversion rate on extra points over 63 NFL appearances. In his best season, he even nailed 20 of 22 field goals, including a 57-yarder. But here's the catch. He hasn't played in the league since 2021. So, what can we expect? Will he still have his form? I'll say this, it's one thing to practice kicks, and another to feel the pressure of a live game, especially in a critical matchup. Now, let's talk Seibert. This guy isn't just any kicker. He's leading the league in field goals this year, with 25 out of 27 attempts. How do you replace that level of precision? He's not just making field goals, he's been the backbone of our offense, keeping points on the board and making every score count. So my question, and I want you to think about it too, is Gonzalez's past experience really enough to ensure Washington doesn't lose the offensive momentum Seibert has given us? I'm asking, do we truly believe Gonzalez can fill those big shoes in such a high-stakes situation? Here's another interesting detail. Washington also tried out another kicker, Braden Narveson, who only missed 1 kick during his tryout. So why did they go with Gonzalez? That's the twist. Gonzalez has history with offensive coordinator Cliff Kingsbury, who coached him back in Arizona. That relationship is key, but I wonder, should a personal connection really be the deciding factor in such an important situation? Shouldn't current performance and fitness come first? I'll tell you, sometimes these camaraderie decisions carry too much weight, and the team could end up paying a big price for it. Now, to you, the true Commanders fans, I ask this, do you think Gonzalez's connection with the coaching staff is enough to trust him with our points in the next game? Or would you rather see a choice based more on current performance? We've just found out that Brian Robinson Jr., our starting running back, won't be playing against the Steelers this Sunday. Now, let me ask you, how big of a blow is this for us? I'll tell you, it's huge! We're talking about the guy who's racked up 461 yards this season, with a solid 4.6 yards per carry. Robinson has been the hammer of this team in the run game, the guy who's constantly putting up yards and putting points on the board. Losing him isn't just an inconvenience, it's a serious problem. So why isn't Robinson playing? Here's the scoop. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury in the same leg where he had a knee issue back in Week 6 against Baltimore. And while Dan Quinn assures us the knee's doing better, that hamstring is still giving him trouble. So I ask you again, what's going on with our medical team? Are we doing everything we can to get Robinson back in shape? Because it sure feels like this situation hasn't been managed properly. Now, here's where it gets tricky. Chris Rodriguez Jr. has been stepping up, right? I'll tell you, Chris has potential, but he's not Robinson. Yeah, Rodriguez led last week with 52 yards, and we've got Austin Ekeler and Jeremy McNichols ready in the backfield, but is that enough to compete with the Steelers? I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced. With this change, the inevitable question comes up. Do we have the depth to keep our run game rolling without Robinson? Finally, Dan Quinn mentioned he's going to work with the medical team and GM Adam Peters to evaluate Robinson's situation. Let me tell you something, this is the moment for the front office to step up. If Robinson is that crucial to our offensive scheme, then we need a solid, well-thought-out plan that ensures his full recovery and in the meantime, strengthens our run game with viable options. To everyone watching this, I want to leave you with one direct question. Should we risk putting Robinson back on the field, or should we give him all the time he needs to fully heal? Commanders, are we ready to fill the stadium with burgundy and gold? Northwest Stadium, it's our turf. The front office has decided to hand out burgundy towels to every fan. And I ask you, what does this mean? I'll tell you, it's time to make a statement and show the Steelers that we're ready for a head-to-head battle. It's time to paint the stadium with our colors and shout that Washington defends its home. Now, let's think about history. The Steelers, famous for those yellow towels, have always known how to electrify the crowd in opposing stadiums. But this time, my friends, we will be the ones filling every corner with burgundy and gold. And let me tell you, if there's one thing we need, it's this unity, this passion that only a towel in hand can inspire. The legendary Brian Mitchell, a franchise icon, pitched the idea of burgundy towels to create an atmosphere that pushes our players to give everything they've got on the field. Mitchell, with his conviction and pride for these colors, is the one who inspired us all to claim our place and defend it with heart and pride. Here's another question for you. Why is this so important? I believe this is about more than just a towel. It's about identity, about belonging, about screaming at the top of our lungs that we're united and Washington is still our house. This Sunday, we're not just facing the Steelers, we're making a statement showing that burgundy and gold reigns in Northwest Stadium. Because if they come with their yellow towels, we'll respond with a burgundy sea that shows who's boss. So, Commanders, here's my final question to wrap this up. Are you ready to wave those towels and show the world that we're unbeatable at home? I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this initiative and how do you think it will impact the team's energy? You, who live and breathe every play, answer honestly. Do you think Gonzalez's connection with our coaching staff is enough to trust him with the points in this next game? Or would you prefer a more performance-based approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know what you think. On the other hand, what do you think about Robinson's situation? Should we risk him to gain an edge on the field, or is it better to give him the time he needs to fully recover? We want to hear your opinions in the comments. This team is a family, and every voice counts. And now, to everyone who wears red and gold with pride, are you ready to wave those towels and show the world that we're unbeatable at home? We want to see your passion in the comments. Join this community and be part of the Commanders family. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any updates. And remember, hail to the Redskins!